Hello, welcome to a brand new video. Today we're looking at Stella wildcard, which is a commander card which is also printed in Arena. Now when I first looked at this I thought, oh my god, it's actually kind of terrible. And that's because it kind of is, because there's just so many bloody hoops. And it just goes into crazy town when you just look at how design is currently working. You either get utter trash like Stella Lee, or you get Itali's. It is a bit bizarre how many hoops you have to jump through to make this work even once. It is actually kind of jaw-dropping. And this video was actually made for one of my donators, so this is for you, Rogue Warlock. But apologies, nothing against the person voting for the card. It's just the card itself it's one of those times when you get commander suggested, and I grit my teeth because I think, oh dear, this is going to be a challenge, and it really was. Many of the challenges I faced was, my god, this is in high tier. Itali and Golos. And yes, you could argue, probably because I've got stuff like Mana Drain, Counterspell, blah blah, wash away. But I assure you, before I put those cards in, I was already facing crazy stuff anyway, and that could be because of the deck weighing scandal, blah blah, people using stuff knowingly, putting them into higher lower tiers. Whatever, it is what it is. I'll try to deal with it. But you know what? If everyone else is doing it, then we will as well. Mana Drain, crazy card. Its deck weight is very low for what it does. So if you don't know what deck weighing is, it's each card is given a value, and then your total deck value is weighed up and paired against people with equivalent value, or a little bit higher, a little bit lower value. So in theory, each deck is faced against something of equal measure, which on paper sounds wonderful. It sounds totalitarian, and it fulfills equilibrium. However, in reality, cards are weighed absolutely stupidly. There's bounce spells, 1 mana bounce spell that just bounces a creature which is weighed higher than a mana drain. So keep that in mind. If you see mana drain in lower queues, that's why. Anyway, with that in mind, I put stuff like this in just for that reason. If other people are doing it and getting away with it, I have to do it to combat them. So it's a fire with fire scenario. Back to the analysis steadily. The reason she's hard is because it says whenever you cast your second spell each turn, exile top card in your library, and you can play it until the end of your next turn. That's not too bad. That's fine. By itself, it's kind of like meh, but it is a mythic after all. And this is probably a lot better in other formats, probably CDH and other stuff, when all your spells are 1-drops or 2-drops. This format doesn't have that luxury. We don't have epic 1-drops and 2-drop spells that we can fill the deck with. We have to put bigger stuff in because she will die horrible, miserable deaths every time you cast her. And then if you do cast your second spell each turn with her out, which is probably going to be turn 3, turn 4, you then finally get to copy a spell you control. You can choose new targets for the copy. And yes, I know there's infinite combos with this. The channel doesn't cover those because, firstly, if you know about them, good for you, do it yourself. If you know about them, put them in your decks, that's fine. I don't like infinite combos. They're just boring. And they just don't enlighten me. Also, you can untap her. I tried untapping something with cards that untap permanents. Way too slow. The format is hyper-aggressive. We've reached this hyper-aggressive kind of apex. And it's sad, but it's the way it is. The format is crazy. So this intro has turned into more like analysis of the format compared to what the deck does. But it's just to tell you how, it's just to temper your expectations going into the video and seeing the things I will face. Stuff like this just does not belong in 1v1. And you know what? That's fine, because not every card can fill every role. And I think that's actually fine. And I don't actually really have a problem with it. It's just design in general, in terms of mana costing and stuff. It just feels like the balance has just gone out the window. And a 3-drop, like, don't get me wrong, this is probably where a 3-drop should be, even with the infinite combo, because she just dies so easily. 4 toughness seems good, but she just dies so easily. It's just the other 3-drops and 4-drops are so wild. You know, if we just compare this to Ragavan, who is, of course, in the deck, I'll take Ragavan over her any day. It's just the way it is. She is really hard. So let this channel be a public service announcement to you. I will tell you now, do not craft this card. You are not going to enjoy it. You're going to have a horrible time. And in addition to that, you'll be facing really powerful opponents as well. Okay, now that rant's over. The deck itself, the body of the deck is cool. It's a cool idea. It's a stormy build, similar a little bit to the way I made Urabrask back in the day. Urabrask is also a combo with Commander. It's funny that anything Storm is going to be a combo Commander. Let's face it. So the deck has all the hallmarks of storminess, and that's cool, but you probably will find it hard to get off. So what are the hallmarks of Storm? Things that make your spells cheaper. Brawl makes your spells cheaper. So does... Where's the little goblin? Goblin Electromancer makes your spells cheaper. Bergie, this is where we get into competitive. Bergie gives you mana back when you cast spells. Gutter Snipe and Fire Inscription deal 2 damage to your opponent every time you cast a spell. Stormkill Artist gives you a treasure whenever you cast a spell. And we have Urabrask, which does the same. And whilst you're doing all this spell stuff, you're pinging people, copying spells, getting extra turns. There's actually no extra turns in this deck. Because I felt like it was so difficult to get her to stay alive that it felt like there's no point actually putting them in the deck. And also, just think about it. In order to get a copy of an extra turn spell, you have to have her out. That's one card. Cast a second spell. So let's assume this is a turn after you've cast her, because it's unlikely you're going to cast her, play a second spell, have haste for her, and then copy another awesome spell after that, right? That's like 4 different things you need. So it's going to be a lot of mana you need to do this. So I thought there's no point putting the big spells in because it's very likely going to get to do it. And it's the consistency that lets you win games in this format because it's such a brutal format. If your deck is just la 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 silly billy stuff, it will die. And it's sadly the way it is. And it has killed off very memey decks. It has killed off fun decks because the format, frankly, it's been hijacked by mentalists, mental people that feel like they have to annihilate people. And I get it, it's 1v1, I get that. But you know what, have some style. Have some style. In fencing, you wait for your opponent to pick up their sword. You don't stab them while they're down. That's what the format is. So, Stella Lee, really cool Storm Shell, which in itself is already quite competitive, but the commander itself will not last 5 seconds. And you will probably not get to use the ability. So it's a mythic rare wildcard. Think about that for a sec. Probably use it on something a bit more reliable. And yeah, I hope you have a good day. I hope you enjoy the video though. Either way, it's going to be filled with things. Not all losses, but yeah, it's a shame because she's a cool looking card, cool looking ability. But I guess it was asking for trouble on so many levels. The fact that made her look really strong makes people want to kill all the time. The fact she potentially... Yeah, it's weird. Her potential makes her more threatening, but in actuality, you doing anything isn't going to happen. And this is all about perception. Sometimes perception doesn't meet reality. And there you go. That's message of the day. Enjoy the video. This is the longest intro probably ever done. I just had a lot to say, and I hope you appreciate the commentary. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we're in a really good position here. Ragavan turn 1. We have to keep a Ragavan in turn 1. It's kind of crazy to not, although it does kind of decrease the amount of game time we have, because most of the time when you see Ragavan, people quit. It's a weird position to be in. It's like the most hyper-competitive format, but everyone quits turn 1, including myself, against certain things. So it's like a snake eating its own tail, in a way. It's not great. Like, Ragavans are cool in that, but if you're not going to get proper games out of it, feels not so nice. But yeah, let's see how they go. I mean, the fact the opponent is still in the game is always a frightening prospect. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you got Ragavan and your opponent doesn't quit, it means they have an answer, which means they're probably going to dominate you. And if they don't do that, then you dominate them. The idea of a balanced match is kind of thrown out the window now, and it's difficult to be in the position maybe 10 years ago where everything was just a bit more fun and casual. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how to fix this problem where Brawl is just hyper-competitive now. But there you go. That's just the way it is. That is just the way it is. Eaten by piranhas. So Stella Lee is now a 1-1 with no abilities. Okay. Let's fight through that. Roaring Earth. Land comes in. Put a land on something. That doesn't synergize with us. So we'll just go for Bergie. In hopes of trying to get like a stormy thing going off. So what can they do here? They've got 4 mana. They can play... Oh, great. Myth Weaver Pock. Well, that certainly changes the flow of the game. Because now we cannot really get in unless we attack with the Bergie. And then use the Electrolyze. Let's do that. They might not fall for it, though. No, they're not that foolish, sadly. So we're going to go for a Rail. Them turning off Stella does make it very difficult. But there we go. I think one of the most annoying criticisms I get is, oh, you didn't cast your commander that many times. Yeah, because the situation doesn't always arise. I think people who say that don't really have a grasp of the game. I'm not just going to play my commander and they're just going to leave it alone for 40 minutes whilst I record these games. That's just not how it works. And sometimes I don't even cast it at all because if you know it's going to get killed or counted, sometimes it's not worth it. But yeah, just keep that in mind if you think you haven't seen the commander too much. Sometimes it's just more tactical to not do something. But now at least if they attack, we can block with Stella. And we also have Brawl's expertise to just bounce these three things back to the hand, which is kind of cool. And River's Rebuke as well. Let's just see what we can get with Rail first.
Decisions.
Okay, that seems pretty cool. So we're going to Brawl's expertise, 1, 2, 3s. And hopefully they don't have any hexproof in their hand. Oh, and there you go. See, it's just one move. And they quit the game despite having 2 of the strongest legends out. Yeah, and yes, we have 4 cards in our hand, but it's just a shame. Like, I just want to see what happened, to be honest. We would have played the Stormkill Artist. Next turn, we could have followed up with a River's Rebuke. Does that mean the game's over? Maybe not. But we do have Ragavan and Bergi, so I guess I see it. I do see it. But we have to fight fire with fire, guys. All right. This hand might be okay. We are going against Roxanne, though, which is very powerful. And whilst I prepare for my opponent to play, I'm actually going to order some food on Just Eat. Let's see what we've got. We've got Pizza Express, Pizza Shake, Papa John's. There's a bit of a theme here. So many pizza places in my town. It's kind of boring. Pizzeria, McDonald's, pizza. English fast food is so boring. It's just kebabs, burgers, and pizzas. Pretty disappointing. I don't even know what I want. I honestly don't know what I want. I'll tell you what I do want. I don't want to face Roxanne because it's so boring. But we'll see if we can beat it. It's just the format, guys. Roxanne all over the place. I feel as though there should be more variation. I just don't know where people are. Where are those people? You know? Where are the people playing the silly Billy decks? Like me back in the old days. Using those weird uncommons and uncommons nobody else used. Is it over? Is the era of Silly Billy Magic over? I wonder. What happened to Silly Billy Magic? Oh, I don't know. It's just the way of the human, isn't it? Humans seem to like finishing the story really fast. They like to. I know somebody who reads the last page of the book before the start of the book. It's kind of crazy. Humans are obsessed with finishing things, getting right to the end. And part of that is solving magic and solving, how do we make decks the fastest they can possibly be, And everything is just kind of like, everything's just rushed to the end. And it's quite sad, really. Because it's less about the journey now and more about the result. And even now I'm thinking, even if I stop this Llanowar Loam Speaker, will it be enough? Who knows? There's the notion that going first in this game gives you a great advantage. And it does, because it means you get around counter spells. You just ramp faster. And when you're facing a ramp deck like Roxanne and they get to go first and, get into Roxanne, which adds even more mana, you just think, damn, what chance do I really have? I think we're going to kill the Ornithopter. Shame we don't have a wizard. That's a real shame. Maybe by slowing them down enough, this will help. There's still 2 mana off. But yeah. What takeaway do I get? Maybe we just go for the corporate option. McDonald's. Maybe it's just McDonald's. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I honestly don't know. I do know that we're going to run out of gas. And they're going to overwhelm us with this Roxanne. Unless maybe we... No, I don't know. Oh, they've got their own bolts. Okay. 2, 4, 5. They chose to do that instead of actually going for Roxanne, which is curious. Parallel lives. Oh. Well, that's hideous. Because now they'll be able to deal enough damage to kill Chandra. Yeah, I think that's it then. With parallel lives out, what can we do? Unless I just kill the Goblin Archamancer.
We have to win this fight.
And hope that they don't draw land. 2 damage. Yeah. If they draw a land here, they're going to create 2 meteors. That's going to be 4 damage. Kills the Chandra, and maybe just our only hope of coming out of this horrendous hole. This horrendous pit of death. Horrendous pit of demise. Exile the top 5 cards until the end of the turn. You may cast instant sorceries without blah, 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 blah. Or we can go up. Tick up. And see. Who knows? Let's see how we get on. We scry. We might be able to get something good on top. Consider. Do we want that? I mean, it will trigger Stella Lee. Or it's just not a kill spell, right? We kind of need a kill spell. So issue is, if we go for Stella Lee here, then they might use Parallel Lives Meteorite token to kill her. Which I guess means that our Planeswalkers don't get hit as much. I don't know. Depends how they feel. If they don't kill Chandra, yeah, they're going to go for Stella Lee. That's such a shame. This is one of those commanders, you spend a mythic wild card on it, and you think, I spent a mythic wild card on this. And it's like, it just feels disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Okay, exile top 5 cards. I think we need something good. Oh, come on. Seriously.
Never a bad time to improvise.
Nothing. Okay, well, you know, don't know what to say about that.
I'm ending this fight.
We're going to need something good. Hey, okay, that is good. That just basically sets them back quite a bit. My god, what's all these land on top? Hey, Rebuke. Hey, Rebuke's pretty good. I guess we could just do that, right? 1, 2, 3. And then start pinging them back. Ah, okay, maybe. That was a pretty good draw, I have to say. And I don't really want to waste it on the Grazer. TBH. TBH. Oh, baby. Lear's nice. Lear is nice. Okay. I cannot deny the presence of Lear. The only issue is, again, 4 toughness, so we're not going to get many hits with him. Jeez, I know they're going to create 2 more things. Okay. And they're going to be able to keep casting Roxanne, dealing 4 damage every single time. Which is really sucky. Because now we can't protect the Chandra. Ah, oh, jeez. The fact they can deal 4 damage every turn, it's really quite atrocious here. We get to double spells. So what can we double spell that's good? I don't really know. I don't want to get him out though. Just diversify threats. We can add mana here. Add mana will give us 5. We can use Brawl's expertise again. Yeah.
Fuel up.
I suppose. Is that even good? Oh, don't know. Probably not, to be honest. Are we just going to win with these triggers? Kind of interesting.
Now or never.
Could bounce Lear back to our hand. But then it doesn't really do much else. Because the whole point is we kind of want to keep Chandra alive. With such a good setup here. It's just such a shame we can't keep much of it. Goblin Electromancer. No, need some better spells. I'm trying to order McDonald's for God's sake. Okay, what do we get? What do we get? So many choices. I say so many choices. I don't know. It's just all the same, really. Chicken burger, beef burger, fries. Oh, crap. Leveler. Well, that sucks. I don't like that. Exile it instead. So that might be useful. So that'll copy the spell. Would it be better to copy... What's better, to draw 2 cards, or would it be better to kill it with these 2 spells? I think it's probably best to use the graveyard up as quickly as possible. So yeah, let's just put stuff into our hand. I want to just get stuff into our hand. Iteration. Yeah, that's actually fine. Next one, please. Stormkiln Artist. That's intriguing as well. So now we can kind of go, not go off as such, but... So let's go this from the graveyard. So this is going to exile it in addition. Nice. 4 damage. 4 damage. That's kind of cool. So now we've diversified our threats quite a lot. Let's add 2 here. Blue-red. Getting loads of treasures. Put one of them into your hand. Hey, look at that. That's good. That's actually going to probably help us win the game. Now. Because we can counter their BS command. I think we might have actually done it, guys. I think we may have legitimately just won this game with the anti-cognition. We can even slap them in the face. Nice. Cool. Let's take care of this Roxanne player once and for all. We might even see a concession here and I can order my food. I'm freaking starving. Come on. Give me this win against Roxanne. I'm so sick of seeing this card. How do we crawl out of this pit? I guess Chandra and Ral were a really nice synergy together. That's actually quite a cool match made in heaven. Dealing spells all the time, scrying stuff away. Oh, look at this, my friends. Oh no, they've got mana open, haven't they? Unless it's control pays 2. Oh no, it's not an actual just counter spell, is it? At least it will get rid of some mana. Yeah. Whatever. Oh, we get to counter it, though. We get to copy it. Actually, I'm a freaking genius. Let's never cast or copy as well. Oh, that's actually amazing. Oh, no, but Leah says spells can't be countered. I'm an absolute knob. I'm an absolute knob, yeah. My own spell has defeated me. Yeah. Cool. Feel free to complain. Yeah, I deserve that. Although, yeah, whatever. We've done it now. But surely if they pay... Okay, you know what? I take that back. We're both as stupid as each other. We both didn't read Leah's effect. They saw that... They probably just didn't see the first one fizzle, so they paid 2 anyway for the second. Okay. I think people forget Lear's first ability is actually quite weird because it lets me play spells, but to prevent it being toxic, it says you basically can't use counter spells again. But I always forget that top line. But so does my opponent. Yeah, whatever. So now I don't know if I can win. Depends what they kill. I mean, they could go for Lear, which means we don't have access to some really spicy cards. I Oh yeah, it's just the fact they've got 4 damage each turn. This game is going to be quite annoying. So let's get back to looking at the food. Oh. Some kind of meteorite. If they target the Chandra, it means Leah will not die. They're going to go for the Storm Kiln artist. Huh. Damn it. How do we win this?
Can't snuff my
We need some mega spell. And they're going to go for the stupid Grazer as well. Okay, but now we've got all the stuff in our graveyard. So now we can get to copy spells. So let's go for iteration copied with Chandra, because that is just pretty awesome.
scorching hot.
Looking at 6 cards. Oh, baby. Urabrask. Urabrask into the hand. Okay. These are one of them. So now we basically have another Storm Kiln. Okay, I can't order food. I need to concentrate now. Sorry, food. Right. So this gives us red. So we should go for blue. So we need to cast 3 more instants and or sorceries. So this deals 4 damage because of reasons. And that's basically free because Urabrask gives us a red back. It's kind of bonkers. And it does... You know what? We might have this. We might actually have this. We might as well just kill all their crap, right? Or save something? I'm not really sure. Destroy an artifact, maybe kill one of their things. Kill one of their stupid... Do I have a wizard? Oh, I do have a wizard. Nice. Yeah. I have a freaking wizard, Harry. Okay, so we draw 2. Oh, okay. And kill one of these. Man, we've just accidentally kind of made a storm deck. Okay. I guess we want to use that. Yeah, because we've done 3 spells now. And the game's friggin' lagging on me now. Come on, don't do this. It's that Friday magicness, isn't it? Okay, so this is going to flip, and it's going to deal 3 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. That's pretty good. So I think we'll do that now before we run out of mana. And then when it gets to stage 3, we're going to cast spells from either player's graveyard, which is kind of bonkers. They're on 8. We can deal 2 with this. A 2-mana and a combination. Blue.
Have a gift.
Blue. Is it worth doing that here? Yeah, I guess. It doesn't really matter too much. I mean, the fact we have this Urabrask is going to be really powerful, and hopefully they can't deal with it. I don't know if we could have killed them that time. We only had 1 extra spell, would have taken them to 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows what they've got. They've got 7 mana. They're going to deal 4 damage split again, so they could kill Lear, they could kill Archmage. I think it was a mistake they didn't kill Lear, to be frank, because he's just enabled us to do all sorts of craziness here. Everything we do gives us value. Archmage lets us draw. Chandra just, yeah, it's crazy. But we've got terrible cards in our hand. They're finally going to go for Lear. Okay. Interesting. Because our graveyard's terrible. I guess they didn't want to risk it, did they? Okay. So now we just win because we can just use the miners here. Oh, okay. Cool. I guess it was, well, I'm not going to say easy, but that took a lot of work there. Because then they didn't really do much themselves. It was just a synergy of parallel lives and that. But just good to show how little effort someone has to go in to make Roxanne crazy. The fact it just does 4 damage split, you know, it was pretty good. I think it came down to their threat assessment. Just maybe was a bit off, but yeah, I mean, look at Hannah, it was terrible. They probably had that in the bag if they hit the right things at the right time. They killed Leah a little bit earlier. We wouldn't have been able to transform Urabrask. And then stage 3 of Urabrask is crazy because you can cast all spells from all graveyards, but I don't know. They didn't even have that much. They have Obliterating Bolt, and we only had Anti-Cognition. So actually, is this any good flips? It probably would have been better to just not flip it because we would have had the damage. But then if we hadn't flipped it, they would have killed it with 4 damage. So there was so many choices to be made there. I guess it was an interesting game. It's just, yeah, I'm sure you'll know how I feel. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.